Hello everyone, welcome back to JISDAC Sabbath School 5 Minutes Lesson Summary. We are now at the lesson 6 with the title Prayer Warriors. Our memory text is taken from Psalm chapter 116 verse 1 and 2. It says that, I love the Lord because He has heard my voice and my supplication, because He has inclined His ear to me. Therefore, I will call upon Him as long as I live. This highlights a central truth that prayer is the foundation of a living relationship with God. The lesson begins by emphasizing that prayer is essential. Just as any human relationship weakness without communication, our relationship with God cannot survive without consistent prayer. Ellen G. White defines a prayer as the opening of the heart to God as to friend. Through prayers, we cannot only draw close to God, but also declare our allegiance to Him in the great controversy. We first look at the Daniel, a model of a faithfulness. In Daniel chapter 2, verse 20 and 23, after God revealed his king's dream, Daniel immediately responded with praise and thanksgiving. Later, in Daniel chapter 6, verse 10, even under threat of death, he continued praying 3 times a day. His prayer life has consistent, courageous, and prioritized above his own safety. Daniel teaches us that true prayer is not occasional. It is a steadfast habit. The next lesson explores the posture of prayer. While the Bible shows various positions, standing, sitting, or kneeling, kneeling often reflects humility and surrender. Scriptures such as Acts chapter 20, verse 36, and Luke chapter 22, verse 41, shows God's people kneeling in earnest prayer. However, the most important aspect is not the position of the body, but the condition of the heart. We are called to pray without ceasing. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17, maintaining constant communication with God throughout the day. We then consider Enoch, who walked with God for 300 years in Genesis chapter 5, verse 22 and 24. His life demonstrates continuous fellowship with God. Ellen G. White notes that despite his responsibilities, the greater and more pressing his labors, the more constant and earnest were his prayers. Patriarch and Prophets, page 87. Enoch shows us that the prayer is not separate from life. It is woven into every moment of it. The lesson also highlights Moses, a powerful message of intercessory prayer. In Exodus chapter 33, verse 15 to 23, we see his deep desire for God's presence. More strikingly, in Exodus chapter 32, verse 21 to 32, Moses pleads for Israel after their sin with the golden calf, even offering himself on the behalf. Moses' prayers were bold, selfless, and grounded in God's character and promise. He reminds us that prayer is not only about our needs, but also about standing in the gap for others. This leads to the key theme, intercessory prayer. Moses prayed for his people in the times of rebellion, hunger, and crisis. His example teaches us persistence, faith, and trust in God's will, even when the answer is not what we expected. Finally, the lesson concludes with a powerful reminder. We pray because we love God. Ellen G. White writes, you cannot burden Him, you cannot weary Him. Nothing that in any way concern our peace is too small for Him to notice. Prayer is not a duty alone, it is privilege and a lifeline. In conclusion, the lives of Daniel, Enoch, and Moses shows us that a strong prayer life is consistent, personal, humble, and intercessory. As we cultivate this habit, our relationship with God deepens and our lives become channels of blessing to others. May we all become true prayer warriors. Thank you and see you at this time.